Hey guys, welcome to a new video, a new style video here in the living in the heart of Southern California. Today I got with us Ramon Sanchez, aka my dad. Big dog here. He's been in the business for over 33 years. And in today's video, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna talk to you sellers out there. If you're considering selling property, trying to figure out what's the best approach, who's the best agent for you, well, that's why I bring my dad in here, because he could definitely help you with that. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about how we're helping some sellers get their property sold. It was a living trust, a couple of situations. Actually, I want to let my dad explain it here.
Well, actually, the opposite. It was not in a living trust. It was not in a living trust. And the reason it wasn't a living trust, and that's why I'm here, because what happened in this situation was that the property was not in a living trust. The property had to go through probate. And when it ended up in probate, two family members decided to fight for the property. And so what happened, two attorneys got involved. And one of the attorneys called me and said, hey, you've been in the industry for 33 years. We want someone with experience. The sellers or the inherited people, the people that are going to inherit the house, they don't want to put no money into the property. So this is where it gets complicated. So we have to sell it to investors. We have to sell it as an all cash deal. So it's important. It's important to have a living trust when you own property, because if you don't, this is the kind of madness that I see happen all the time, every year, year after year.
Yeah, so guys, if you stick around to the end of the video, we're going to talk about exactly how you could avoid getting stuck in a situation like this and how our team can help provide some solutions for you, whether you're looking to sell property or even buy property here in the area. And we're getting after it right now.
All right, so right now we're going to go to a property. I listed this property for sale because there was a fight between the family. And so when family fights, sometimes this happens in real estate. Unfortunately, that's sad, but sometimes when the parents die and they don't have a living trust on the property goes to probate. And in a probate, they start fighting and arguing between family members. So right now, we're going to go actually take a look at this property, and you guys see the condition of this property. The situation here is that the property, the dad didn't do any work to the property, so it's completely run down. They even have some illegal additions in the back. And being that it's in a city that requires a pre-sale inspection, it's going to be tough. We can only sell that property all cash because there's a lot of work that needs to be done. So you'll see right now when we get there how the property looks. But this is the life of a real estate agent. This is the stuff that I have to be doing constantly. And every transaction is a little bit different. And that's the beauty about real estate. Every day is something different. I've never repeated the same day over and over in the real estate industry. I've been doing it 33 years, and this is what makes it fun. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna meet actually 2 or 3 investors right now. They want to take a look at it. They're already writing up offers, but we're gonna meet them, have them do a walkthrough, see if they approve of it because they're paying cash for it, and then we just move on to the next transaction. All right. So I'll see you guys when we get there right now. So guys, right here, we're gonna take a look at this property. As we told you, right? This is a situation where the family is fighting, right? For the feria. They want the feria. So we're basically selling the property as is. It is a cash deal. And he works for one of the investors, the investor company, right? So they're looking to buy that property. So we're gonna do a quick walkthrough just to show you guys what we have and take a look at the property. All right, so let's get with it. So the situation here, just so you know, is basically it's in title. It shows us a 2-bedroom legally. But what we're gonna take a look at right now is that the property they made some additions, and then in the back, we'll take a look at the back. It's another house in the back.
So it shows different.
It shows up differently. I'm just letting you know that when we take a look at it, you know what I'm saying? So, hello, hi. I'm here. How are you? What's really going on, guys? Hey, listen, we're here at one of the properties I'm selling. Actually, the owner didn't really hire me. Who hired me was actually an attorney. We have 2 attorneys on this transaction. And the reason being because the sellers, the owners, the original owners, didn't do what you call a living trust. That's why I always tell my sellers, make sure that you have a living trust on your property, Because if you don't have a living trust, the property is going to go to probate. When it goes to probate, everybody starts fighting for the property. Everybody wants to make money off the property. And so this is the situation here. Two attorneys, because there's two family members that are fighting against each other, and both attorneys have to, one attorney got one realtor, the other attorney got me as the other realtor. So on this property, we got two different real estate agents helping the sellers or the attorneys sell the property for top dollar. How do I create value? And the reason they call me, because besides my 33 years of doing this, all my connections, and they have to sell the property as is. And the reason being, you'll see the condition in a minute, the way the property is, but the property has to be sold cash. It can't be financed because of all the illegal stuff the property has, the unpermitted stuff the property has, the pipes that are running outside of the house, the way it looks, and the house that's in the back is not showing up as a legal house, the house in the back. So all of those things, the property has to be sold cash because the bank is not going to finance it. Okay, so let's do a little quick walkthrough so that you can see the condition. Okay, let's go with it. Let's get with it. So this is the interior of the house, guys. As you can see up there. So the property, whenever we see stuff like this, okay, it can't be financed because first of all, the sellers are not gonna want, they don't want to put any money into the property. So in a situation like this, they don't want to put any money, that we have to sell the property as is. The banks will not finance a property that we have, not just this, but if you look over here and you look around, all right, so we'll show you guys around. You see up here, we got more situations of that right there, right? We have this situation that we're looking at. And so we have more over here on this side. If you look around, right? You look around, everything is pretty much, this stuff can't be financed. So we have to sell the property pretty much as is. It's going to be an all cash deal, basically. Okay. And we'll look to the back right now as well. But this is how the property looks. And you can tell that this right here is probably not permitted. As you can see, this is probably the back of the house. So somebody just built this room right here. And being that this city requires a pre-sale inspection, just for you sellers, whenever there's a property that needs a pre-sale inspection, you have to be up to par with everything, because they will come out, they will do an inspection, and then they will notify everything, all the corrections. And sometimes those corrections can be in the 30, 40, 50,000. Okay, so we got to make sure that if you need help with that, give me a call, give us a call. All right, we'll walk you through it and show you exactly what are the things that we can help you with, and show you how we can improve it and make it better. So, as you can see, the kitchen here. Did you see all the other rooms?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, let's go to that. Yeah. As you can see, see like this right here. I think this is the back of the house, boss. I think so. At one time, probably, and then. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, you know, the way the setup is. You know what I'm saying?
Right here at one point. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So now let's go to the back house. So again, this is the area. So you can see that the house was built many years ago, bro. But when we go inside, you can see, and even the setbacks in the back. We'll take a look at that. The what? Yeah. Yeah. Right. I'm not sure what's. Look at it.
They won't give you a permit.
Yeah. See, look at. So I don't know how they did that, bro. I don't really know. Look, I guess so. There's no. Look at the setback. There's no setback. I mean, you're talking about right against, and I know the city of Compton there. You just got to draw plans and all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure. Yeah. So you see, Matt, real quick, let me show you. So whenever you're dealing with the pre-sale, especially because I already know how the city here is, they're gonna ask for a setback, and you don't have no setback here. See, there's right here. There's no way a setback. You need usually about 4 feet from the property line. That's like 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet. So with that, and then the pipes, you see how these pipes are on the outside? That's a big no-no. That's a big no-no. The city will not allow that. So they're gonna make us fix all of that. And all this pipe right here, you see all that pipe going around? They're gonna make you fix all of that. So that, again, that's why this probably has to be sold as is, because it wasn't done proper, it wasn't done right, it wasn't done with permits. We gotta make sure we do stuff right, okay? If we want to get top dollar for the property. All right. So, is this fun or what?
You see where where you see that?
Yeah, see, that's what I was telling you, right? I told you. You see that right there, Matt? So basically, when you look up there, you see that? And then you see this right here, this roof right here, this roof line?
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's the back of the house up there, and this is like, all this was like an addition. But the meter is right here. So it's interesting. Yeah, right there, boom. Yeah?
That depends when they were built.
I'm getting multiple offers on it right now. Everybody's, but you guys moved the fastest, bro, so.
I'm always out of it.
Huh?
I'm always out of it.
That's why you're here, huh? Yeah. So, hey, Matt, see, so now that we're inside here, as you guys can see right here, looking at the floor, and even the smell, obviously, because it's a video, you can't smell that, but we can smell the humidity. That means that there's a leak going on either on the walls or in between the walls or in the ceiling somewhere. But you can smell it. You know, it smells very humid, and the ceilings are very small, as you can see, right? Yeah, and you can see the damage over there. There's more damage over there. See that damage? Yeah, you got damage right there. See all that damage? You can see that the stains on top. See the big gaps up there? See that up here? See that? All of this. This is stuff that we have to avoid all of this to get maximum damage. So we're in the living room. See that right there? Sellers don't want to fix it. They're saying, hey, we're selling as is. So whenever you have a situation like this, the first thing a buyer is going to freak out when he looks at the house and he sees that, he's going to think that the roof is leaking. Obviously, there's signs that it is leaking. And so they're not going to want to buy a house like that. And if they do, they're going to want to lowball it, right? So then, therefore, we got to make sure that part of the value that I provide for all my sellers is that we'll get a painter in here and fix it up. In this case, in this situation, they didn't want to do that because, again, they're fighting against each other. So they're like, hey, we're not doing that. We just want to sell it as is. And so I bring in all of my investors. That's why I'm here. We have a couple of investors looking at it, cash investors, and they're going to make a bid on it. And hopefully we get top dollar as much as we can, being that it's being sold as is. All right. But anyways, take a look at that. Not just that, but even this back here, you can see that. Same thing. We got issues right there. Right. And then in the back over here, it looks like this was some kind of a addition without permits right here. This whole, if you look at that ceiling and then you look at this ceiling, you can see that it's sloping down, it's coming down at an angle. All right. So this is not the original part. Look in the back over here. If you go on the outside, and this is what we look at, this is the stuff that we take a look at. But if you look on the outside, you can see that, see the slope right here, and you see on top of the roof where that's at. See the difference there? That's why. We already know that was not done. It wasn't done with pretty much with permits. Okay, and you can tell right away, right? And see all that peeling that you see up there? You cannot sell a property, especially if it's a regular first-time buyer that wants to buy a property with peeling paint like that. They will call it. The appraiser will say, hey, before you close escrow, before we finalize the deal, that has to be it has to be scraped, it has to be sanded, and then it has to be painted, freshly painted, so there was no peeling paint going on. That's a hazard. All right, so we just want to make sure that those are the things that we got to look at before we put the property on the market, and then bring it up to code, make it look nice so that we can get you top dollar. Okay, so the pipes, I showed you guys already the pipes. Let's do a quick walkthrough. You can't have outside pipes. You see all these outside pipes? You cannot have outside pipes like that. You can't even have a pipe. Look at this right here. This is going through the window, through the top, to the roof, right? You can't. That's a big no-no. All these pipes that are on the outside, you cannot have all that on the outside. All of this has to be taken care of. All the peeling paint has to be redone. In this case, again, what I'm telling you, they don't want to do any of that. And this was done probably without permits because you can see the setback's not even there. The pipes are sticking out, right? And everything's just looks like it's falling apart. It looks like they pieced this property together. I feel like I'm in Disneyland with Mickey Mouse. Okay,
Cooler.
you got it.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Appreciate it. You talk about some ways that you help families who are probate. Do they need an attorney, or how does that process look like?
Yeah, so one of the things you want to be doing when you own property, as soon as you close escrow, I always recommend my buyers get yourself a living trust right away. And in the living trust, basically the living trust is a separate entity. It's a separate person. You're no longer the owner. You're giving up ownership to the trust, to the living trust. And in the living trust, you're going to have an executor, the person in charge of who does what. They're the ones that are going to be signing on behalf of the owners. Now, they're the ones that are going to make pretty much the call. They're the ones that decide if the property is going to be sold, is it going to be refinanced, what we're going to do with it. And so that's why it's good to have a living trust. Not only is that's such a great benefit and avoid probate, because it's very expensive when you have probate, and that's money that's taken away from the people that are going to inherit the property. So you don't want to do that. You want to avoid that at all costs. The other thing about having a living trust is the step-up basis. So if a buyer buys a property right now for $700,000, that's their basis. That's where their capital, from there, their capital gains, anything above that becomes taxable. But when you have a living trust and someone passes away, let's say 10 years from today, now the property is worth, let's say, it went from 700 to 900,000. Well, if from 700 to 900,000, that's a $200,000 gain. What you call a gain? Well, you would have to pay taxes on that. But when you have a living trust, that money right there becomes the new step-up basis. That 700 is now the new step-up basis. So you can sell the property and you avoid paying taxes. You don't have to worry about paying taxes. That's the beauty about having a living trust. Not only that, in the living trust, there's also a health directive. So in case of an emergency or a big accident, the person in the living trust pretty much says who is going to be able to disconnect you from the machine. You guys know what I mean, right? So that person is in charge of all of those, that power of, who stays alive and who doesn't. So it's very important having a living trust, guys. It's beyond just having just a regular, not having a living trust. It goes beyond and above that. We got a lot more value from that. So I strongly recommend that the investment can range from $2,000 to $4,000, depending on how many properties you have and the situation. It's a little bit different. If you're married, if you're single, all those components play a major part in that. So reach out to me if you don't have a living trust right now. Reach out to me. I got a couple of good attorneys that I use, and I refer people that can help you get you started on doing a living trust for your property. So right now, I'm actually on my way to meet one of my sellers. One of the value adds that I help my sellers with, it's in a situation, she's an elderly lady, and she pretty much is selling the property because she's cashing out her money from one of her rentals. And she needed some money right now to pay her taxes. The property is in escrow. We're not going to be closing this deal until probably later on this month, but she needed money to pay for her taxes and some other stuff that's very important to her. So she said, "Hey, Ramon, is there a way I can get an advance on this transaction?" And I said, "Of course." So she signed an authorizing for me to get the money back through escrow. I have a corporation, so I'll use the corporation to funnel and pay her some money. So I'm actually taking her a check right now because emergency, she needed to get paid to cover some bills, and she didn't want to sit there and wait until she got the money to close out the escrow. So as long as people, when sellers hire me and sometimes they're in a bind, as long as we're all in the same agreement, we go ahead and sign the proper forms. I release the money. I pay them whatever they need as an emergency. I've done it for sometimes they need a mortgage covered. I've done that. They need to pay their insurance. I've done that. Right now they need to pay some taxes and some other bills. I've done that. So if you're in a bind and you need to have an agent that's going to be able to help you in a situation like that, give me a call. We're always here to help all our sellers get into their, to be able to sell their properties and still need the money they need and get the highest value, the highest price on their home. hope you got some value from that. The beautiful thing about being in real estate is that not every day is the same. Every day is a different day. That's why I like to say I feel like I'm in Disneyland every day. Why? Because you got the highs and you got the lows. And you absolutely love it. I love what I do. It's so fun because I meet different people, different folks, different ladies, different gentlemen every single day of my life. That's what makes it fun. Selling real estate is fun. It's like being in Disneyland every day. The highs and the lows. All right, guys, we're here. We're here at the property. Today's video, we're going to talk about some of the recommendations that I usually tell my sellers to do before we put the property on the market. So we're going to do a quick walkthrough of the house just to show you some of the stuff that we're doing right now, just to make the house look beautiful and to get the highest price we can when the house hits the market. All my properties sell under 21 days. So this is going to be a good opportunity for you to take a look at this walkthrough. Let's get with it. Yeah, guys, this is another opportunity just to show you exactly some of the work that we're basically doing for our sellers. The reason the sellers hire me and my team is because we get more than regular service most real estate agents do. I already have the crew, I already have the contacts, I already have the people, the painters, the plumbers, the roofers. When we have to install right here, you haven't seen this right now. We haven't done the windows yet, but that's going to be the last section we're going to do is install brand new windows. But you're going to get to take a look at, we already did the floors, we already did the painting, we're repainting the whole house. The kitchen is being worked on, the bathroom is being worked on. And what we're going to look at right now is the pool. I came to do an inspection to show you how the pool looks. So I'll post a before of the pool and then an after, so you can look at what are the difference and even the backyard that we're doing. Let's take a look. Let's go with it right now. As you can see, look at the painting. And what we'll do is we'll post some pictures before, but this is the way it looks. We did the gray and we did the white, and it looks really nice, really modern. Ahí andamos. Ah, ¿qué pasó? Echándole. These are the workers. I got the workers here. We're painting. We're getting it all ready. As you can see, this is all the stuff. When we're doing work, as you can see, we have to cover the floors. We got to get all the floors covered up. That way they don't get messed up. Okay. And you can see over here, the kitchen is being worked on right now. So come on in. And I'll put some pictures before, but this is the seller was just happy when I looked. I told them that we have the right crew to help them fix up the property to make it look nice. And so this was the kitchen, as you can see it right now. But we already pulled the permits. We already did everything that we needed to do, and we drew the plans with the city. And all the stuff is gonna come in brand new this next week, and you'll see how it looks. All right.
So you paid for this up front for the seller?
Yeah.
Or it's for the seller to have work, and how much more are they going to make money from this? What's the opportunity? What's the up like, or what's the investment like?
So this property, guys, right here, if we were to sell this property as is without doing any upgrades or everything that you're looking at right now, we probably would sell it for $500,000. But because we're investing about $40,000 to $45,000 on the property, we're going to be able to put the property for about $650,000. So you're talking about the extra $40,000, $50,000 that it's going to be invested is usually an extra $100,000 that the seller is going to make. All right, all because we decided to upgrade it. And even though other agents were telling them to sell it as is, I came in, I said, don't sell it as is. Let me help you. Let me bring my contacts. I'll go ahead and funnel the money. I'll pay everybody. And then I just get paid back my money through escrow. All right. So this is how we have to get this stuff done, just to make it look nice, make it look beautiful, and to help my sellers maximize the value, maximize the price on their property. All right. So here's the backyard. If you would have seen it before, and I'll post some pictures before, but this was actually a patio that was completely covered up right here. As you can see, they're covering up, they're fixing up all the damage that was from a patio that was on here. The patio was done without permits, so we had to take it down. because this city requires a pre-sale inspection, so we had to clean it up, make it look nice so it can pass the inspection. But let's look at the backyard right here. You can see, and again, we'll put up the before photos. The pool was really, they hadn't cleaned it up. The parent died, and unfortunately, they had just let the property get really messed up. You'll see the before and look at the after. So they just finished painting. So now we're gonna go ahead and fill it up with water. And so I just wanted to show you guys that real quick, just to make it look nice. Sometimes people have pools, they don't clean them up, they leave them alone. They get dirty, you know, they don't put the filtration system is not taken care of. So they don't put the chlorine, they don't put the chemicals in the pool. It gets ugly, it gets green, it gets black, it gets really, really bad. And so we don't want to have a house sitting for sale on the market with the ugly, dirty pool. Or even I had sellers that had, they had dirt in the back, a filled up pool with dirt. And then they asked me, what can we do? And then we got to clean it out to give it more value. People will pay a little bit more when they have a pool. Especially we're here in Southern California, where we need water as pools, just to keep us fresh because of the hotness. This is beautiful, guys. So that's it. We have to take all this out right here, all of that. You can see the corners. It was all full of dirt, and we'll post the before photos, so you can take a look at that. But we had to knock this out. We had to trim this tree right here and clean it up and make it look nice. And looks like we're almost done, but we're getting there. Yeah, I'm talking to the worker because we're fixing and painting it. He had to redo the fireplace, as you can see. And so we're making it look really nice. He's gonna paint it black inside and then black on the bottom. Just so, because it might get dirty, it might look ugly, but if we at least paint it all black, it'll look really, I'll make it pop. Those are the little things that we have to basically be doing. So what we're doing right here, right now, I'm meeting with my painter. You can see my painter right here. He's basically gonna give me the booklet so we can select the color, because we're gonna paint the whole house now on the outside. We've done the inside of the house. Now we're gonna do the outside. So this is where we have to improvise. And so he's gonna give me those. I'm gonna go through them, select some colors on the outside, make it look nice, it's beautiful. That house over there in the corner, you can see that they're almost finishing up. All right, so we wanna give it a fresh, good look, you know, on this one. So we're gonna select we're gonna probably go with the Sonic Silver, and then go with the Barnwood Gray. That way there's a contrast. Or even there, I think I might have to go a little bit darker. So as you can see, we're gonna go with the Sonic Silver, the whole house, the outside, and then we're gonna go with this Ancestral, a little bit darker on all the trim, just to make it pop, make it look nice, okay? And these are the things that we have to be doing. Is right now what we're doing is we're marking the colors, selecting the colors. That way we know. Actually, that shadow looks pretty good. No, Matthew, what do you think? No, the Ancestral, huh? It's a little bit darker.
Yeah, that darker.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, you want to have that nice touch.
Yeah. So as you can see, he gives me so I can select the paint, right? Even though we're looking at some painting right now, I'm still gonna run it by my sellers, give them some options to see which colors they select, what looks better for them. But at the same time, they're gonna probably look for my advice of what's in right now. Like I said, this is in right now, the gray with the white. That's pretty in. The blues and the whites also are in. But we gotta look also at the house next door, so we want to have a little bit of contrast. Okay, so that's part of the responsibility. That's part of my job, to look around, look at the neighborhood. A nice gray that we're looking at right now looks good. Even a baby blue or somewhere in the blues, the blue grays will look nice with a lighter blue gray with some darker trim. It'll look really nice. All right.
So there you guys have it. I hope this video was helpful in just understanding how we can, and our team really can provide some value for you if you're considering selling your property and you find yourself in any of these situations, whether you're thinking about rehabbing it to get more money for the sale of your property, or even to the point where, hey, you need some money, you need an investment, your property's already getting sold. We're here to help you out. We care about our clients. We'd be more than happy to at least jump on a call with you, see and figure out, or at least put together a game plan to see how we could help you get your property sold in today's market, and just kind of guide you through that process. So guys, thanks again for watching. We look forward to producing more of this content for you guys. And if and of course, if you have any questions, reach out to us. All the information is in the description down below. We'd love to get to meet you guys. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.